Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Last Son and this is Journey Through the CWA. Today we're going to take a look at CWA, or the Canadian Wrestling Alliance. So this was formed when two great families of Canadian wrestling, the Stones and the Colts, joined forces in the wake of the deaths of their respective patriarchs. So they were once known as North of the Border Pro Wrestling and CGC. They had both been struggling to remain relevant for several years prior to this, so uniting, they could try to remain strong enough to withstand the American megapowers of USPW and the SWF. With an emphasis on combining the great ring work that North of the Border Pro Wrestling had with the showmanship of CGC, together they had a clear game plan of promoting fresh talent, and it has been a huge success thus far, and is now a genuine power player in North American wrestling. We're a big company, $2.5 million in the bank. Take a look at your coverage here. You have a small presence in the United States, big presence in Canada, and none the rest of the world. And this leads to your size in Canada being a 79 across the board. In the US, your 32s across the board. Mexico, you range from 9 to 7. 6s in the British Isle. 11s in Japan. 3 across the board in Europe. 3 across the board in Oceania. And then 1 across the board in India. So to get back here to Canada, right now you're, like I said, you're a big company. To get to huge, you also have to get a 71 throughout the United States. So it's going to be probably a little bit of time before you could potentially start looking at being a huge company. It's not impossible. It's just going to be a little bit of time into the save before you possibly could become a huge company. We'll take a look at your booking team. Quite a few options here between the Colts, the Stones, Cameron Bessie. There's quite a bit of people here that you could add to your booking team to give you more creative energy to use on each show. Your inner circle, out of the ones we've looked at so far, this one seems to have a little bit more filled in. So your locker room leaders will be Jack the Colt, Jeremy Stone, Christian Price. Your chief enforcers are Mark Griffin. Senior road agents Jeremy Stone. Senior referee is Eugene Williams. Taking a look at the product would be a North of the Border Pro Wrestling's CGC hybrid. It's called Classic Balanced. It's in essence the perfect midpoint of all the products. This places in-ring match quality as having equal importance with the entertainment aspect of playing to the crowd. By nature, it's just loosely defined, means there's a lot of freedom in how the company presents itself. You will have a men's division and a medium women's division. Face and heel are strictly enforced. Tables are there and managers are there. Fans are going to expect 80% matches, 20% angles on your events, 75% matches, 25% angles on your TV shows. Matches are rated on a match quality versus popularity ratio of 40 to 60 and 55 to 45, depending on what gets the best rating. Matches less than 15 minutes will not be able to achieve world-class scores. Fans will expect ongoing storylines. Each show is going to need to have at least one match aimed at storytelling. We take a look here at your wrestlers 70 or greater star quality. You have a bunch of wrestlers with really good star quality, 70 or above. You have Aaron Knight, who was the #1 wrestler in the world last year. Alex Winters, Ash Campbell, Brooke Tyler, Cameron Bessie, Christian Price, Claire Winters, Dapper Danny Draper, David Stone, Dante Dunn, Dreadnought, Ed Stone, Eric Strong, Flip Simpkins, Foxy LaRue, Jack the Colt, Jamie Atherton, Jared Johnson, Jessica Conroy, Rocky Lane, Lauren Easter, Lucy Stone McFly, Mark DuBois, Mr. Impact, Nadia Snow, Nelson Callum, Princeton Price, Nikita Colt, Robbie Retro, Sabrina Wells, Sunny Wildside, and Zoe Amnes. If we now take a look at just your major stars and stars, you have quite a few people here that's going to be at the top of your cards and has the potential for a lot of storylines. Pretty good skills here for these upper card guys. Your top of your card should not have any trouble with workers and their skills. You have some people here like Jack the Colts 44. I mean, his fundamental and physical is looking good. I mean, at 44, a stamina of 62 to 70. That's pretty awesome. Psychology is awesome. I think he is in time decline, I would assume, because his primary skills are starting to come down. But he's still awesome on the mic. Still have some stuff to offer the company. The Colts are getting a little bit older. Shooter Sean Dealey and Skip Bow here. So you have plenty of star quality to build around. And if we check here to your mid card here, you have plenty of people here in the mid card. There's plenty of options here to push some of these guys up and build some new stars for your company. But the top half mid card up is really excellent for this company, so that should be something that makes you excited. The chance to book a lot of good wrestlers, a lot of good skills, so that would be something that I would be very excited to book. Take a look at your titles. You do have a tag team Grand Prix. So the CWA, they place a very high premium on tag team wrestling. This used to be, it's a reboot of the North of the Border Pro Wrestling's Ed Henson Memorial Tag Team Cup. So it's an annual tournament that takes place in December, the floating level championship, and it's very, 66 is pretty good prestige for that. You have your television championship, 70 prestige. Current champion is George Wolf. It's the CWA television belt. It's rarely defended outside of their TV show. It is notable for the fact that there's always 30-minute time limits. Reign has been going on for 73 days. 4 successful title defenses during this reign. Your women's title has a 68 prestige. The current champion is Nadia Snow. It's a direct continuation of the North of the Border Pro Wrestling title. First champion was Brooke Tyler, whose epic first reign set a very high standard for all others to follow. Nadia's reign has been going on for 175 days with 3 successful title defenses. Current champion for your heavyweight champion, your world champion, 83 prestige. The current champion is Ed Stone. It's basically a unified between the two companies, as evidenced by the first ever title match was between the last North of the Border Pro Wrestling Canadian champion, which was Cameron Vesey, versus the last CGC world champion, which was Aaron Knight. So Ed Stone's reign's been going on for 175 days, and there have been 4 successful title defenses. The World Tag Team Champions has a 70 prestige. Current champions are Robbie Griffin and Mark Griffin. It's just a direct successor to both companies' tag titles. This has the benefit of a thriving tag team scene when they were first introduced, and the winners of the Grand Prix always earn a shot at them. Before we go and take a look at your stable storylines and teams, take a look at your events. So you have Championship Wrestling as your TV show. You have some pretty interesting, events. You have Total Elimination. All matches should be trio bouts. You have your Wrestle Festival. It's a really cool name. I like that name. You have Chaos in the Cage, in the Company of Legends, Ultimate Showdown. This is your company's season finale event that takes place in July, so that gives you 7 months to build up storylines, have them pay off at Ultimate Showdown. Have Summer Smash, Last Man Standing, which is the main event. The AI instructions should be a battle royal, that main event. You have Big City Brawl, Apocalypse, and the AI instructions are the main event should be 4v4 bout and a tag team Grand Prix event in December. Pretty good mix of events there. And we'll take a look at the stables now. So you have Elite, a longtime heel group in CGC. It was revived in 2018 under the CWA banner. They serve as the company's premier heel threat. Just a group of classic sneaky cutthroat villains. They're going to be led by Christian Price, Cam Jones, Sid Collier, Blockbuster and Drake Young are all involved in it. You have Next Wave, the stable that consists of Sunny Wildside and Generation Z, and are an exciting rising stars of the future babyface team. They're used a lot in 6-man tags and almost always deliver an exciting match. Sunny Wildside's leader, Alex Winters, and Flip Simpkins are the members. You have the Queen's Court, it's an entertaining stable headed by the Queen of Wrestling, Nadia Snow. 3 original members, Snow, Deborah Young, and Jessica Conroy, play their respective roles perfectly. And then they added Claire Winters to the group in 2021. You still have Nadia Snow as the leader, Claire Winters as a member with Jessica Conroy, and the muscle now of Deborah Young. And then we have the Wolfpack, a creepy cult leader gimmick that George Wolf created in 2021 or 2020. The Wolfpack is his faction, and it's a cult that formed around George Wolf, brothers Kane being his first acolytes, and then Nina the She-Wolf joining later on. So you have George Wolf as the leader, Eli Kane and Luke Kane as members, along with Nina the She-Wolf as a member. Teams obviously are going to have a lot of tag teams with varying experience, especially with a whole tag team themed event with the tag team Grand Prix. So you have people like DeMarco and Shine who aren't very experienced. They're rather new together. Generation Z, you have Red Hot Boss, Brothers Kane, that's 100 experience, the Colt Boys with 100 experience, Dynamite Express with 100 experience, Griffin Family, the Heartbreak Express with 91 experience, Montreal Mafia, the Nest of Vipers, the Royalists, the Stone Boys, Thunder and Lightning, again another 100 experience team, and Violent Attitude. So a lot of good tag team wrestling here. Take a look at your storylines. You have to have at least 3 storylines rated hot or above to meet the demands of the fans. You are currently achieving this. You're expected to advance at least 2 storylines each show. If the court is in session, it's faced with the challenge of Amber Allen. Nadia Snow has resorted to getting her court involved to try to keep a hold of her title. Allen now intends to go through them one by one until she can topple the queen. So this one kind of just be the run the gauntlet. Amber Allen taking on each member of Queen's Court until she gets to Nadia Snow. You have Elite versus Knights Alliance. So Christian Price and Aaron Knight have been at odds for a while, and now the rest of the Elite has got involved. Knight has needed some backup, so he's called in the Dakota Boys to watch his back given their history. Right now the world title is going to be based around this storyline of Stone versus Vesey, because Vesey recently became the #1 contender to the world title and now has Ed Stone's firmly in his sight. So to begin, he beat up David Stone in an unprovoked tactic to get Ed's attention. And you have the Wolfpack Hunts. Dante Dunn looked to be on course to regain the TV title before George Wolf's acolytes got involved. Initially outnumbered, Dunn has apparently found an ally in Andre Jones. And then has he? So that would be up to you, as do you have Andre Jones actually help Dante Dunn, or does he eventually turn on Dante and create another storyline? It goes off in another direction. So then you have Tyler versus LaRue. So Brooke Tyler versus Foxy LaRue is a big match that's been brewing ever since LaRue debuted in the summer of 2021. And now they look set to finally have a one-on-one showdown. So pretty good storylines involving a lot of the main players of your company. So if we look here at your franchise players, it's who we kind of expect. Aaron Knight, Cameron Vesey, Christian Price, Ed Stone. All good, awesome players at the top of your card here, and includes both 2 of your storylines that are probably pretty hot. Take a look at the next big things. CWA has 5 spots already filled for this. You have Brooke Tyler and Princeton Price, Lucy Stone McFly, Ariel Breaks, and Hank Gunn. So you have what at least the computer thinks is a lot of people who has potentials to be a star and could potentially even carry the company in the future. So a lot of options. Your hot prospects are younger members of the roster that have been marked as stars for the future. They may not become people that you put the company on their back. They're going to become stars and valuable members. And again, you have 5 people here: Brooke Tyler, Princeton Price, Jessica Conroy, David Stone, and Sunny Wildside. So all these people you may want to look at their skills, look at how you're wanting to use them, and potentially push these guys into stardom and helping you build out that upper mid card. So talking the talk here, these are the people you're going to want to have them cutting your promos. People like Steve the Colt, Aaron Knight, Jack the Colt, Christian Price, and Drake Young. Showstoppers are people who can, steal the show. People like Cameron Vesey, Aaron Knight, Sunny Wildside, Nadia Snow, Ed Stone. Then you have your ring generals. These people can be relied on to carry other people to good matches. People, again, like Cameron Vesey, Shooter Sean Dealey, Aaron Knight, Nadia Snow, and Brooke Tyler. You have quite a few people here that have, hot momentum. And thankfully for you, nobody on this list of who's not. So that is a good thing to see. You don't like to see bad, momentum starting out of save. You do not have any child companies. You do not have a development system right now. You do not even have a training facility. I'm not saying the training facility is an absolute need, because you need to start replacing an aging roster. A decent spread of veterans, middle-aged stars, established stars, and youth. So they kind of have a pretty awesome roster to work with, and the product is one that's kind of not limiting. So I think this could be a really fun save for people. Leave in the comments, guys, your tips and tricks for having a save with the Canadian Wrestling Alliance. I'd love to see them, and it would help people as they potentially come onto this video and find it in the future and maybe want to run a save with the Canadian Wrestling Alliance. So guys, I'm Last Son. This has been another journey through the Seaverse, this time with the Canadian Wrestling Alliance. Hope you guys are enjoying this so far. Please leave a like, subscribe. My name is Last Son. Keep playing, guys. Stay awesome, and I'll see you in our next video.